Welcome to another installment of Quick Gaming Previews, where we assist you in choosing your next gaming adventure. Today we are reviewing the Lamplighters League, a well-made and enjoyable turn-based tactics game featuring a unique blend of real-time stealth and turn-based tactics, as well as a procedurally generated campaign and a multiplayer mode. Let's check this out! Story and concept. A team of brave adventurers battles against three malevolent scions who are attempting to conquer the world. Through a combination of real-time and turn-based strategy, you will travel across the globe in an effort to prevent Armageddon. The Lamplighters League is actively searching for individuals like you. This game is plagued with poor performance, constant crashes, and frequent loss of progress that will surely drive you insane. Despite its incredible music, engaging strategic gameplay, and deep metagame elements, these overwhelming flaws cannot be overlooked. However, for those in the future who have access to patches and updates, there may be hope, as the Lamplighters League can be incredibly enjoyable when it actually works. During an intense and action-packed mission, you will gather a surprisingly high number of individuals to join your cause in defeating a monstrous, Armageddon-threatened creature with 3 heads. The Lamplighters League is an assembly of worldwide explorers existing in a make-believe 1930s era, diligently striving to prevent the Banished Court, an age-old cult, from reaching the tower at the end of the world and bringing about the demise of life, as we currently comprehend it. Initially progressing at a leisurely pace, the team gradually expands in size, allowing you to become accustomed to the game's mechanics. The game seamlessly transitions between real-time and turn-based scenarios, giving you the freedom to switch between them instantly when not in combat. Every hero possesses a unique out-of-combat move that can swiftly incapacitate a regular enemy. Ingrid charges through enemies like a raging bull, while other heroes can sneak up from behind or strategically deploy landmines. You'll navigate each level in real time with a maximum of 3 heroes, but during recruitment missions, you'll have the opportunity to control 4 heroes simultaneously, resulting in incredibly enjoyable combinations. The turn-based combat in this game is incredibly intricate. However, there is a slight drawback: it's not always crystal clear what the buffs and debuffs actually do while you're playing. Moving on to the grid-based system, it adds a whole new level of strategy and excitement to the gameplay. Each character has a set number of grid points they can move during turn-based combat, and each move has its own unique requirements. And here's where things get even more interesting: everything revolves around an action point system. Most squad members have 2 AP for each turn, but abilities and items can actually increase that number. If you're already a fan of this genre, you'll feel right at home with this familiar system. If any of your team members are seriously injured or die, there is a harsh penalty. However, there's an intriguing opportunity to bring them back later in the campaign if they suffer a mortal blow. To achieve this, they must be knocked down to 0 health multiple times within a single mission. And don't worry if you can't bear the thought of losing someone, you can always save scum. Although, we'll address the issue of those saves later on. Overall, I absolutely adored the combination of real-time and turn-based strategy gameplay, even if it wasn't always crystal clear what was happening. The metagame. One of the integral components of the Lamplighters League is the metagame. On a weekly basis, players are presented with a predetermined number of missions, a primary mission and several secondary ones, each requiring the deployment of an agent. Players have direct control over the execution of the main mission and must carefully consider their choices when selecting which main and side missions to undertake. This decision-making process plays a crucial role in shaping overall gameplay strategy. In a world where winning seems impossible from the start, you take on a unique challenge in this game, slowing down 3 powerful factions within the Banished Court instead of pursuing victory in a traditional race to find the tower. The stakes are high as each faction has its own threat meter. Once any one of them reaches 100, all hope is lost for our familiar world. To prevent such devastation, your strategic abilities will be put to test as you balance missions on a weekly basis to strengthen your squad and hinder court members from reaching their ultimate goal. An integral part of this immersive experience lies in exploring uncharted territories, meticulously planning operations, and executing daring heists, one of which I had an absolute blast accomplishing successfully 3 times over. It is disheartening that my enjoyment came crashing down along with my disappeared saves at that point. Until then, however, I was utterly enamored by everything this game had to offer. Should you consider this game? Despite its attractive visuals, the Lamplighters League falls short when it comes to running smoothly, a disappointment that is hard to ignore. My experience with the game was limited to playing on an Xbox Series X console, where I discovered 2 different modes available. Unfortunately, neither mode delivered satisfactory results. The first mode aimed for superior quality but suffered from severe performance issues. Conversely, the second mode prioritized performance over resolution but ended up delivering an unbelievably low-quality visual experience. It appears that the developers focused their efforts on optimizing frame rates for 1440p resolution instead of catering to those seeking a seamless gaming experience at higher resolutions like 4K or beyond. The camera is a complete mess in combat situations. The game tries to adopt a cinematic style by straying from its typical perspective, but instead ends up getting constantly entangled within objects. It unpredictably jumps and bounces around, often leaving players completely disoriented and unable to follow the action. To make matters worse, during some of the earlier missions set in foggy or rainy environments, the frame rate plummets to single digits at times. It's truly baffling considering how this game could easily pass as an early Xbox One generation title. Although I was let down by the underwhelming graphical performance of this game, there is one aspect that truly shines: its fantastic soundtrack. This small-scale title manages to feel like something extraordinary, thanks to the incredible orchestral music that permeates every menu and combat encounter. The quality of the soundtrack rivals that of much larger budget games. Furthermore, the fully voiced cutscenes between missions are expertly done with exceptional voice acting throughout. While the writing may be mediocre at best, I did find myself engrossed in the story that unfolded before me. In a year filled with an array of polished and glitch-ridden games, the Lamplighters League has truly taken the crown for being the most bug-infested experience I've ever encountered. It's like a never-ending roller coaster ride of characters and NPCs falling through the floor every time I load into a mission set on a specific map. And that's not all. Each time I try to start a mission, the plane that's supposed to show up just magically disappears, only to slowly materialize bit by bit over the span of 10 to 15 agonizing seconds. It's both frustrating and exhilarating at the same time. So what's my take on this one? Well, the Lamplighters League on Xbox, at launch, is a bit of a disaster. The performance is abysmal, the visuals are hideous, and there are bugs everywhere. But here's the exciting part: once they patch it up and fix all those issues, this game is going to be an absolute gem. The gameplay is fantastic, the metagame is deep and engaging, the story is intriguing, and let me tell you about that soundtrack, it's hands down one of the best I've ever heard in a video game. So keep an eye out for when it's fixed up and hopefully still available in Game Pass, because you won't want to miss out on this gem. For now, on a scale of 0 to 10, I can easily give it 5. Thanks for watching. This is Alex at Quick Gaming Previews. I will see you in the next one.